I'm Angie Bailey.
And I'm Aurora Newton. Happy Valentine's Day.
She beat me to it.
Oh.
And this is Ask the A-Team. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. I wasn't trying to race you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't. I was just trying to be Happy Valentine's Day. I'm so excited.
Beat me to the punchline. Happy Valentine's Day. So, the cool thing is, many of our holidays actually have a history. They actually have a reason other than to sell a bunch of flowers and candy and cards and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I find it fascinating. I always find Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day, which we'll talk about when it comes up to that, fascinating because it's actually named after a saint.
So cool.
This one, early on saint, like 3rd century Roman, Catholic saint, Saint Valentine. And he was actually known for, and why it's associated with love, and it wasn't until centuries later that it was associated with like romantic love. But he would marry soldiers that were forbidden to marry. They just weren't allowed to be married. And he was actually imprisoned and eventually martyred on February 14th.
Oh.
And yes, and when he was in jail, this is fascinating. This is a newer one. I knew all that about him, but I didn't know this. He actually prayed for, and his jailer, his daughter was healed after he prayed for her.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And so he just was moved by love. I think he was moved by compassion. And he just always wanted to do the right thing, whether it was, like a law or something. He was just, I think he followed his heart, and he did what he knew needed to be done. And before he was martyred, he signed his letter, "Your Valentine." And so that's kind of where we get like the cards and the Valentines that we make up. Isn't that really fascinating?
It really is.
Like, he was like a really upstanding, like, I would have liked to have known him.
I would have liked to have known him too.
Like, he stood up for what was right, and he did what was right, and even if it was forbidden by the government and, who was ruling in those days, but
And he supported love.
Yeah.
Which is funny that we just talked about that even if you don't have that romantic love, that find someone to love on. And that's what he did. That's what he did. He wasn't.
So if you don't have a romantic love, just go out and pray for people to be healed. How about that?
Let's start that revival.
Start there. Something that started on Valentine's Day of 2018.
That is awesome. 21st century.
Yeah,
like
there you go.
21, added together 3, third century.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. So maybe it's even your own heart that needs to be healed. Maybe you've had broken relationships, or maybe you've just never had any relationship, in a romantic relationship, and you're just lonely. Like, your heart can be healed, and you can be prepared for someone, or perhaps you're supposed to be. I mean, there are people that are called to, celibacy and that sort of thing. And, nobody really prays for that one, but maybe that's you. But you can love on people wherever you're at, and just do the right thing always, even if it's not the popular thing, even if it's not what everybody else is doing, even if it gets you jailed or martyred. That is something that is moved by love. There's no greater love than for a man to lay down his own life for his friend. Right? I mean, that's what it's all about. So, happy Valentine's Day. Go out and love on your friends. Go out and love on your romantic love. Go out and love on people in general.
Love your neighbor.
Yeah.
Love your enemy. Pray for those who persecute you.
What? Are we supposed to do that?
I mean, he prayed for his jailer's daughter.
Seriously. Talk about loving your enemy.
Yeah. I mean, this is
and she was
good
healed.
Stuff.
Now, do you think how do you think the jailer felt after that happened?
Crazy good.
I mean, he had to be brokenhearted to see him even martyred. I would be curious to know that story. Let's write that story. Let's write that.
Yeah, maybe we just need to research a little more. But the cool part to me is that there is a deep history in this, and if you don't have that romantic love, look at the history.
Yeah.
Don't hate this day.
Yeah. Absolutely.
because of maybe what the world has done to it.
Yeah, what we've turned it into.
Yeah, look at this day for just the good and the beauty and the history behind it.
Yeah.
And embrace it.
Absolutely.
So exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm more excited about it than I was before.
Hopefully that means something different to you now. Happy
Yes.
Valentine's Day.
Have a beautiful day.
Yes. If this has helped you in any way or can help anyone that you know or love, please like or share. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.